computer. There you go.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to our Thursday night team call. I don't know about you guys, but I just really needed this call with you tonight. I needed to see your faces and have some good conversation. Catherine and I didn't really have a topic to discuss. We kind of thought more that this week could be more of a conversation. I have some questions and some things for you, but we kind of wanted to open it up first and see if there's anything you guys need. Is there anything you have questions about, anything that's come up recently, anything you're excited about, anything out there? Is there anything going on that you guys want to talk about? Like I said, I have things to talk about if not, but I kind of want to hear from you guys if there's anything you need.
You got to unmute yourself. Somebody asked something.
They know. Okay, so maybe we should start with some of the things I came up with. And if you think of something, you guys feel free to interrupt and say something. But we really do want to hear from you guys. So we just came off of a huge month in June, like a super huge month. And I don't know about you guys, but I worked my tail off in June, and now I'm exhausted. I don't know if you guys are feeling the same way. So I kind of wanted you to realize that there are some new resources out there. I think a lot of you guys are on, but they just came, Jessica just started an endless post ideas group page, which is awesome. Please, please, please utilize that and just realize what a valuable tool that is for your new people, you guys. How awesome is that? It takes the fear out of writing something. Like if you have someone who's just terrified to come up with some sort of post for Facebook, if that is what's holding them back, but they have an endless amount of options on this Facebook group, what an awesome tool for them to use. So I would really talk up that group with your newbies, maybe some of your veterans who never really wanted to work the business because it's too much work. Say, hey, we have a new resource out there for you. All you have to do is copy and paste and make sure it makes sense for who you are as a person, and you can use these posts. I think that's a really powerful tool because a lot of times when I get newbies, they're like, I really love the products. I love how I'm feeling, but there's no way I'm posting on Facebook. And that's just kind of one of those things. People are really scared, and it's a really big deal. But if you could take out the pressure of them having to come up with something, I think that's huge. So please make sure you're sharing that endless post ideas. And the best part about that is you guys are able to submit your own post in there. So say I posted something today that worked really, really well. I could go to that endless post ideas page and upload my post for other people to use as well. Because obviously we all do it anyway. I see one person post a Plexus post, and then the whole team's got the same post, and I think it's great. But if you find something that works, it's showing your newbies that you're active in this group, that hey, I'm willing to share my posts with anyone who wants them. I think it's a really great idea. And I've been going through there and I see some really great ideas. And it's also sparked good ideas for myself. So I've taken some of those things and tweaked them and taken pictures of myself doing something different, but it's giving me ideas, because I feel like sometimes I get in a rut and I keep posting about the same things over and over again. So I definitely recommend using that endless post ideas. If you're not in that group yet, let me know. We can add you, easy peasy. Like I said, I think most people on the call are in there. But if you have newbies, talk to them, say, hey, do you want some help or some ideas? I'm coming up with some good posts. And add them to the group. I think it's a super good tool. So that was my first thing. Does anyone have any questions or comments on that? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay.
I can, Shay.
Okay.
I love that group, and the main reason I love it is I'm a big saver of posts, and so but I do it strategically. So if I see something I love, I'll save it, and I don't post it that day or even the next day. It's normally like a week or two later. And what I noticed is that a lot of people I was seeing the same post by 10 people. Since they've started that group, I'm not seeing that as much. But one thing you want to make sure you tell your newbies too is that you want going to change the language of the post to match wherever you're from. Because I've seen some where it's like, hey, y'all. And I'm like, that's not working for your persona. So, and I've seen some where they're not changing like the hashtags, where it'll be like blessed by Plexus, and that one's kind of universal. But I use Be Plexus Happy because that's my website name. And that one's kind of universal too, but like yours is blessed by the Watsons, or Plexus bless the Watsons. So you just want to be careful with that. But that group is great because I've seen a lot less triple, quadruple, 5 times the same post over and over and over again. So I'm really glad she started it for sure.
Well, and I think like what a great resource, even down the road as we keep compiling posts, like what an awesome resource. And I think it also is cool because like I think as a red person, but a green person, I need help with that. You know, I really need help reaching out to those green people. So if I find a great green post in there, I can use that and I don't have to reinvent the wheel because I don't think that way. So I just think it's a great idea. And just like you said, we just need to make sure we're training people on how to properly use it. You know what I mean?
And what's the page again?
It's called Endless Post Ideas Team Plexus Provision.
Okay.
I guess I missed that because I had no clue about that. So
I will add you both. How about that?
That works for me.
Yeah, because I had no clue. So I'm glad you brought that up. I missed that post
It's
somewhere.
awesome. It's wonderful. So, okay. So that was my first topic. The second thing, okay, so we had someone post in our team page the other day a couple questions, and I never really was able to reach out to her and give her some ideas, so maybe we could compile some ideas together. So her first question was about adding new people on Facebook. So I know when I am on Facebook, I see this little bar across periodically that says people you may know, and there's a bunch of people in there, right? She said that she uses that, but she feels like that's not enough. So I know what I do, but what do y'all do? How do you find new people on Facebook?
Well, what I've done is I joined, like I'm a single mom, so I joined a single moms group, and I started connecting with people in there. And if I like, because there's a lot of negativity in that single moms group. Ooh, there's so much negativity. But so I find the positive people and I just add them on Facebook. And I've had success with that. I've already had 2 people reach out, what's Plexus, you know, because some of them are pregnant and they're going to be single moms. And so I've been posting a lot of pregnancy posts and stuff like that geared towards those. So I just joined groups and connecting, but I'm not doing like 500 groups. I chose one and I'm just doing that one.
So I am doing the same thing, but I have a couple different ones. Like mine is twins, the NICU, just different things that I have that are part of my life. And I go through and, you know, I'm definitely being supportive and I'm commenting and I'm adding things. And then when I notice they're commenting back on me, and I, you know, they're reaching out to what I'm talking about, then I'll normally add them as a friend. I won't normally just go through and add people as friends right away.
That's exactly what I do. I try to open up conversations and people who I feel like connected to a little better. I definitely add those people, but I don't just like go in and spam a bunch of people. I don't do that. I talk in conversations. I find people who post things that I like and start conversations with them. I think my downfall with that is I added like 50 of those groups of people that I think I would have connections with, and I don't keep up with just one of them consistently. So if I would revamp what I do, I would choose 1, 2, or maybe 3 groups and just really focus on them. But I think it's a great way to network and meet people that you can't just like go to the grocery store and run into. You know what I mean? It's really nice. Just you can meet people all over the place. So
well, and then when I add them to my page, I go up to the follow button and I make them like a priority. So like I see their posts, I can constantly comment, like whatever on their stuff. And then on 4th of July, like I sent all of them like, happy 4th of July. Hope you have a great day, you know, and stuff like that. So
that was a good idea.
That's intentional relationships right there. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I couldn't keep up with more than one group. I had
it's long.
Yeah, I had like 3 or 4 and I was just, it wasn't being beneficial. So I stuck with one and then once I get with that one, then I'll go to another group.
Yeah, see, right now I'm just doing the NICU one just because it's, I don't know, the NICU is very, very hard for parents and very hard for people. And the one thing that got me through it was, I was on antidepressants, but then I realized that, I stopped taking my Plexus when I was on the antidepressants, and I wasn't feeling better. So I got back on my Plexus, and I was feeling better with my Plexus versus that. So I've seen a lot of parents that go through that depression with the NICU, and the NICU is a hard thing to go through. Whether it's your first, your second, your third, it doesn't matter. But I definitely have reached out to a lot of parents on there, and I've actually gotten a couple of really interested people that want some samples just because they're like, well, wait, you made it through without antidepressants because you stopped them. What are you doing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know like Tori with her rheumatoid arthritis, she's in a couple groups for those people, and she's just trying to cultivate relationships, not like, oh, this is what I did to feel better, but she's just finding those people she knows she can help, since that's something she can connect with. But there's lots and lots of options. Is there anything else you guys do other than like Facebook groups? Like, do you use events and go to local events? Like, is there any other way you network?
I've commented on articles before. So just to be completely honest with you guys, I've never gotten any customers out of it, but I've friended probably a good like 20 people, and randomly they'll like one of my posts, and I'll be like, shoot them a PM. Hey, are you still interested, et cetera, whatever. But Dr. Josh Axe is a big one because he's all healthy and et cetera, but he's very geared towards gut health. So he'll post articles about gut health or even allergies or acne or whatever. I've even done it just to our local news, like 9 News. They've posted random stories about all sorts of stuff. And I've commented, and I'll just say, oh, I had this issue until I started taking this amazing probiotic. And I literally leave it at that. And people will comment and say, what are you taking? What were you allergic to? Et cetera, blah, blah, blah. So I've done that before too. And that's, I planted seeds for sure. So
Yeah. That's good. I like that. You kind of leave it vague.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, ladies.
Hey.
So what she was just saying about like Dr. Josh Axe and all that. So I saw a bunch of the his post about gut health and everything. So I was reading a bunch of the comments and stuff, and people were saying, oh, this and that, and I said, I found something that's like really helpful for gut health. And then people were like, oh, what is it, Gerald? So I said, message me for more info, because I didn't want to say it on his thing, about Plexus. So I had about probably 30 or 40 people message me about it. And this was like 5-6 months ago. And just this past Saturday, one of the girls that had asked me about probably 4 or 5 months ago, I kind of just follow up every now and then with all these people every few weeks or so. She got not only her, but her cousin to order, and they both ordered 499 PV as the preferred customer for me.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I was like, all of a sudden I got this email that I had a new customer, and it wasn't under her name, and they had used her cousin's name, and they opened up 2 accounts, and they both ordered the same thing, and she just got her products, and I actually just sent her all the information on. They got Body Cream, Mega X, Vital Biome,
That's awesome.
the new multivitamin, the Triplex, and they both got the same order. So I was like, what in the heck is this 499 PV on here? And come to find out, they had both ordered. So
That's awesome.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it really was.
Awesome.
And they both set up their convenience orders. And so hopefully they will take the product. And the last post I did about the lady with the thinning hair that had been taking the Mega X, or the X Factor Plus, the new one, which I reposted that one again today just because it had a lot of hits on it. She that was like the one that like broke the camel's back. She was like messaging me right away, even though I've been following up with her. She was like, okay, how do I get this stuff?
That's cool.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I also just I ask people to be my friend all the time as far as like Facebook and stuff. I'm all the time asking people to be friends and stuff. One in particular, about a month and a half ago, I asked one of my friend's older sisters to be my friend. I don't really know her at all, but she had graduated. She graduated like 4 or 5 years before us. Within a week of asking her to be my friend, she asked me about Plexus, and then she bought the Triplex combo, and she is now like messaging. She had all these issues, and she's already, within a week of taking the products, she's already feeling so much better. And so that was just an amazing testimony. I love those kind of messages to get, you know?
Yes.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Just make sure on those like.
Sorry, Catherine, with the Dr. Axe thing, Gerald, it's what I've noticed is he gets so many comments, it's insane. And people are directly asking him questions. Dr. Axe, I'm having X problem. I'm having X. Well, he's one human. So all they really need is help. So if we can offer it to them and we give them that more one-on-one help versus like this page who has probably 100,000 followers or whatever, that's what people want. So that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, make sure on that, Dr. Axe, you don't say anything about Plexus because I got blocked. I can't comment or do anything now because that's what I was doing. But I did say Plexus and they blocked me off of it.
Yeah, that's why I made sure. All I said was I've found something that's natural product that really has helped me and my family. And that was basically how I left it. And then people were like, Gerald, tell me what you did. What'd you find? Blah, blah, you know. And so
Yeah. I wish I
I
would have done that.
I just started private messaging everyone.
You got to think, though, there's more than just Dr. Axe. There's tons of them. My favorite's Dr. Hyman. I think he is phenomenal. And he's all about balanced blood sugar. So there's lots of them out there, you guys.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's true.
Okay, so
But,
sorry, Gerald, what were you going to say?
You were asking about other networking things. I mean, I try and go to things in my community all the time. I mean, I'm always passing. I always keep cards in my pocket. I always try and ask people to be friends on Facebook. When I meet someone and start talking to them about, you know, Plexus, I started doing a farmer's market that's free in down in the next town over. So, because, you know, you don't want to put out a bunch of money if you don't have to. So this one's free. I can go from 9 to 3, sit there and talk to people, and give samples of the pink, you know, I get a pitcher full of the pink drink and I pour samples for people. And 2 weeks ago was the first time I did it. I talked to maybe 10 people, 2 or 3 were like pretty serious about it. Nothing happened so far, but I'm going to do it again this Saturday and we'll see what happens.
Hey, Gerald, when you do that, are you getting their information? Are you having them like leave their email and maybe Facebook name?
Yeah, I took, my whole concept is pretty much pink. So I took pink note cards, 3x5s, and I cut them into little pieces 3 times. And then I have them write down their name, the way it is on Facebook, I say, and then like their email and stuff. And then the few people I did talk to that were serious about it or seemed serious, I asked them to be friends on Facebook and already messaged them more info and everything.
Awesome.
And then I tell them also that they're going into a drawing to win. I had like a 7-day trial pack, 3-day trial pack, and just some other samples and stuff.
Whenever I do them quite a bit as well. And I found this little cute sheet that they have on Plexus Event group page or whatever, and it says like your name, your email address, and it also asks, do you have any health issues like headaches? And then there's like a bunch of different boxes. And I always have them fill that out, and then I also tell them they're going to do a drawing for something. So then I get all their information. Then I can right away see, oh, this person has migraines, so I'm going to focus my conversations around migraines, or this person feels like she wants to lose some weight. And so it kind of helps me know how to reach out to them a little bit too. Those are really helpful. I like those.
That's
too.
awesome. I don't know if I'm a member of that page. Would you be able to
I
tag
will
me
add you.
on that
Yeah, and
photo?
I think
Me
I
too,
uploaded
please.
it on our team page. Yeah, but definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely love to print those out.
They're wonderful, and they really do help. And then I've just filed them away, so periodically I'll pull them out and just reach out to those people again.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're awesome. So I'll add you guys to that for sure.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's a lot of networking. Like, that's a lot of great ideas. If you guys think of anything else that you do that has worked really well, let me know. I'm going to compile all this, and I'll probably post about it just for that girl specifically, but then it'll be on this video as well for your teens. The other thing she asked was, how do you guys approach when you see your friends and family posting about health issues or something that you know Plexus would help them with? How do you go about it? Do you comment on their post like, hey, I started Plexus, you should try it, or something? I wish I had her. Let me see if I can find her wording real quick. She just wants to know how we approach our friends and family on their posts. So she said the other day someone posted about this terrible sunburn they got. And so she didn't know if she should post, oh, you should try the Plexus Ease Cream or whatever. So what would be your advice to someone in that situation? What do you guys do?
So a couple weeks ago, my sister posted that her daughter's completely constipated. And of course, Ashley reached out to me and tells me, doesn't your sister know we have the best probiotic ever? I said, yeah, well, I've told her. And so Ashley actually commented on my sister's thing, and then I commented on Ashley's, and it actually worked out. My sister actually ordered probiotic from my mom for her husband, for herself, and for her daughter, all because Ashley commented on it and saw that it wasn't just me that said it was working. Ashley was doing it too.
So in your situation, your sister was, let's say, she was being stubborn, right?
Oh, yep.
There was that third-party validation from someone else she knew who said something good about something that you might have said 1,000 times, and she actually listened. Amazing, right? That's how it's supposed to work.
It's funny because mom is also an ambassador, so my mom sells it, but she wouldn't listen to me or my mom, but she listened to Ashley.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Really?
I just comment on their post. And the reason I do that is because of this. If someone comments and says, I have a horrible headache and you love Excedrin migraine, you're going to post and say, I love Excedrin migraine. So why wouldn't we post and say, have you tried a probiotic? Whatever, etc. So that's how I look at it. I look at it like when you post stuff like that on Facebook, you're basically asking for people's advice, help, suggestions, etc. So why not post what we know is the best?
Yeah.
I'm nodding. It makes sense.
It depends, to be honest with you, it depends who it is. So if I was in Amanda's situation, my sister had posted about that, I probably wouldn't have said a word until someone else said something. But I might have filed away information saying, okay, make sure to write a post about constipation tomorrow, and hope and pray that person would see that post. You obviously have friends who know you're with Plexus, right? And they're instantly turned off because you're with Plexus, or you have the friends that are totally open to it. So you've got to read, I personally think you have to read your person. So if I had been in Amanda's shoes, I would not have commented on that. But if I had been in Ashley's shoes, I would have commented on that. You know what I mean? So I think it really depends on the audience, really.
I like what you said, Shay, because I like both scenarios, but yours, whenever I meet somebody and I talk to them about Plexus, or if I just become friends with them and say, maybe like I went, so in our neighborhood, we have a lot of things that our neighborhood puts on. So I try and go to all that and network. So I went to this thing about 3 weeks ago. I met this family. The lady had MS. And so the next day, I became friends with them that night. The next day, my next post was about MS and how someone was helped by Plexus. I didn't tag her in it or anything. I just hoped that she saw it and it put a bug in her ear about Plexus, and maybe that's something she should look into.
And I try not to forget about those people either, because she might not have seen that post, right? But if you
Right.
post about MS maybe 3 weeks from now, maybe she'll see that one. You know what I mean? So you gotta know your audience, I think, a lot.
100%, yeah.
Totally.
And I will say following up is key. I mean, I honestly, so 2 nights ago, I got a preferred customer signed up that on July 18th of 2016 asked me for a sample of the pink drink, and they finally just ordered the triplex combo and the new multivitamin X Factor Plus. And it's been a year. I mean, and I kept following up every so often, and finally she saw that I put a little thing on for 4th of July, and she was like, all right, I'm ready. What do I need to do? And so you got to follow up.
Yep. Anyone else have anything?
Usually I'll just write something on their comment, and then I'll private message them and be like, hey, have you ever thought about trying Plexus or something like that? Or, hey, this has helped my friend, or, like I send them like a testimony or something. So like I'll comment so that other people will see, and then I'll private message them a testimony, because I don't want to blow up their page, I'll private message them a testimony or something. So
I feel like I've really built my Plexus brand. So everyone I've ever met knows I do Plexus. Like, they just know I'm the Plexus lady. So when they post about having a headache and I message them and I say, really, you're going to post about headaches and not like come try my stuff? You know what I mean? I do that a lot. I'm very sarcastic.
You call them out.
I do. I'm like, well, I started Plexus for my migraines, right? Like, come on. So I think it's all depends on your audience, but I mean, I've really tried to build my brand so people know, hey, if something's wrong with me, Shay's going to say Plexus can help me. So just be ready for it if you're posting on Facebook.
I'm going to make a post about that tonight. You have inspired me.
Just be ready. Shay will diagnose me and treat me all in one go. So
I mean, people are watching, because I mean, when I sent out, like on 4th of July, I sent out probably 50 messages, like just happy 4th of July. And a couple people actually sent back is, how's it going? I see you're going with Plexus, or something about Plexus. Mm-hmm. And these people have been like, some of them I haven't even talked to, and some they've ignored me. So, but my goal right now is just trying to build those relationships, because everybody knows I do Plexus. I mean, they all know.
Yeah.
What is that?
Why is it vibrating? Why is it echoing now?
Not me.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I only have one other topic for you. I feel like this has been really good. I'm liking this conversation. It's great. And Jen, that was your ambassador who posted that the other day, right?
Correct. That's Heather.
So
today is her and her husband's 5th anniversary. They're on vacation. So hi, Heather, when you watch the replay.
Yeah. Hi, Heather. Awesome. So the last thing I kind of just wanted to talk to you about, and this is something Catherine and I have been kind of throwing back and forth, and I know it's been on my heart, and I know it's been on Catherine's heart. But we added so many people in June, you guys. My biggest, most important concern right now is retaining those people. So I really want to find a way. I feel like they either go for it or they just fall off the wagon instantly. And I want to find how we can get more people excited and pumped and going with it. Like, why isn't every single person we're recruiting working this business? Like, what are we doing wrong to not have like them so passionate they want to share this with everyone right away? Because I mean, I was posting about Plexus before I'd even tried the pink drink. The minute I pressed that purchase button, I was telling people about it. So I want to know, do you guys have any ideas? Is there something you feel like we could do differently? This is your brainstorming. This is just me thinking out loud. What are some things we could change up to retain these people? What are your thoughts? Did that even make sense? Everything that just came out of my mouth?
Yes.
So, my new ambassador that I just got last month, she's actually started posting, but she says she's not working the business like at all. But yet she's posting on Facebook about how great it is. And she's actually getting people interested, but then she sends them to me, which is great. But I'm also trying to teach her how to use, to tell them how to do it, because them reaching out to her, they want to order it from her, not from me. So I'm training her to what to say to them instead of her sending them to me. So her and I talk almost daily because she's getting people reaching out to her about it, and then I'm turning around and just teaching her what to say back to them. And then eventually she's going to get it because she's interested. She loves the product. She loves it, what it's doing for her, and she's getting people interested, but yet she says she doesn't work the business.
If you're teaching her what to say, though, that's awesome, because once she gets that first paycheck, she'll probably want to work the business, most likely. That's why I've been concentrating. Me and Melissa's team more is blowing up like crazy, and we've been getting checks every week, which is like, that hasn't happened yet. And all of a sudden it's happening, and I'm like, why am I getting $14? But it's so exciting because it's money's money. I'll take it anytime it's free. So that's why I'm trying to post more about the business end as well, because people don't realize, like, when you get these surprise checks for $14 or $25 or $700 once a month or whatever, like, that's a big deal, especially if you're strapped for cash.
I feel like my thing is, like, I think of all my business builders I have under me, I think the biggest thing was they fell in love with the products first. And I really honestly believe that. So I'm trying to find a way to help my newbies find this passion for the product, because, like, I don't want to sell things, and I know they don't want to sell things, but you can't help but share it when it's changed your life. So I'm trying to find a way to bridge that gap, like, to be excited about the business and be like, yes, this is huge, this is bigger than you can imagine, but also, like, helping them find that passion and the love for the products, because you can't share something unless you're so passionate about it. And I feel like I add them to the team page, I message them, and then I don't know if I message too much or I message not enough, or if it's just the lack of their passion on the products itself. I just can't find the gap of getting more business builders. Does that make sense?
You know what? I've been thinking a little bit about this, and I think what it is, MLM is exploding, but the pushback to it also seems to be ramping up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like every day I see some hateful meme or video about making fun of people who do network marketing. And I think that a lot of people are just afraid to go there with it. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I'm just processing. So you think it's more of the network marketing aspect than the product aspect, or do you think it's both?
I think it depends on the person, but the people that I've talked to lately about the business are like, I absolutely want to try the products, and I've got a few people that I think are going to sign up to do it, but but I don't want to share. I don't want people just this shy of saying I don't want people to associate me with network marketing. Mm-hmm. I think there's still, unfortunately, a stigma around it. That's just like what I'm experiencing. And like I said, I know every situation is going to be different. I know every person's reasoning for doing it or not doing it is going to be different, and that's fine. But I actually have one of my really good friends is in another network marketing company, and she's running into the exact same problems, like completely different market. She lives in Saskatchewan, and she's like, people up here are really starting to freak out that they don't want to be one of those people.
I just feel like we do all this work. We work so hard to get these people, and then we lose half of them.
Mhm.
You know, how do we bridge that gap? How do we get them to stick around?
Educate them.
I was going to say, we got to show them the real value. I think we need to be better about communicating what we really have up front. I would like to get into the habit as a team of doing like maybe monthly, not like what Jessica's been doing, but like that page is so big, but like, hey, welcome new ambassadors. Let's take 5 minutes and just go over everything. Not 5 minutes, but you know what I mean? And like just doing it on a smaller scale.
Kind of like the new ambassador boot camp.
The boot camp. Yeah, that's the word I couldn't think of. It's just those are so big, and that page moves so fast that I mentioned that to Heather, and even though I had tagged her in it, she didn't know what I was talking about. She's like, what do you mean? I haven't even seen that.
I tend, and I don't know about you guys, but I tend not to add all my newbies to the provision page until I know they're business builders. Because with our page and that page, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I just try to take the good stuff off of that page and then Diamonds in the Making page and putting it on our page so that I'm not necessarily overwhelming new people. Mm-hmm. But like when I joined, I don't know, I wanted the overwhelming. I wanted anything and everything I could read about it. I wanted to watch every single video. I don't know. What are you thinking, Gerald?
I don't know, because when I started and I was added to all those pages, it blew my mind because I didn't want anything to do with the business when I first started. I mean, I didn't until I saw results with the product, because I had tried so many other products, like, you know, other same as Plexus, just other, you know, the other ones, you know, and I didn't have any results. So, I mean, I wasn't going to share Plex. And I think that's the thing too. There's so many network marketing companies out there. There's It Works, Advocare, Herbalife, like Thrive. And I tried all of them except for Thrive. I didn't do that one. But I tried all of them and they didn't work for me. So when I started Plexus, it was just, okay, I'm going to try this because I've tried all these other ones and they're not working. Plexus, I don't even know anything about it, but hey, I'll give it a shot. And then it worked for me, you know? So I think that's the thing too. There's so many out there, and if they're not working for someone, they don't want to jump into that business and be like, share something that may not even work for them too.
Guys, what about the people who aren't on Facebook?
That's a good question.
2 of my ambassadors don't even have Facebook accounts. So I'm trying to get them to get onto Facebook and show them how, but they're just not coming on the wagon train.
Are they at least on the email train? Could you at least communicate?
Yeah, but one of them, every time I go to help her with anything email related or anything else, she's got 65 emails she's never looked at. And it's like, well, it's not going to do a lot of good if you don't read it. So,
and that's a hard part, because the community aspect of Facebook, at least you know you're not alone in this. So
true. And she loves the fact that if there's a problem, I can ask you guys and I have an answer within, 30 minutes of how to fix it. But she's selling more than I am just talking to people she knows at work.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really freaky.
No, but I kind of get it in a weird way. Like, and this is like, I know Facebook is our primary thing, but we were talking about networking earlier, and like Gerald being out there and actually like talking to people. I think that's huge.
Yeah. She's had me over to her house on 3 different occasions to help her talk to people that want to buy Plexus. Or she's
That's awesome.
And
so it's like,
I think that's key though. Like that's huge. I wish I could do more of that. I get so nervous, but I still do some of it.
I love talking to people. That really is my favorite thing. In fact, I just sort of had an aha moment right here where, like, maybe my problem is that I'm trying to do so much on Facebook that I've forgotten to talk to people. Because I love talking to people.
I talked to the lady that was ringing me up for lunch today. She does Herbalife, and she had never even heard of Plexus. And I gave her my card. We talked about it, and who knows? I mean, I go there for lunch, so I'll see her again and follow up.
That's awesome. Your lunch looked good today, by the way. Your lunch looked good today, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. That was a brand new place, so I'd never been. I tried it out, and I talked to 2 people about Plexus.
What did you say to the lady who checked you out? Because that probably had to be like a pretty quick conversation, I'm assuming.
Thankfully, there was no one behind me, and she ended up being the owner, one of the owners. And I started the conversation by talking about, she was telling me about the food and stuff, and then I just, she had said something about she was from Arizona, and I said, oh, I just drove through Arizona because I went to Vegas, and I for our convention for what I do, blah, 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 and just ended up saying, she was like, oh, well, what is Plexus? And I said, it's multivitamins, probiotics, and stuff, and we just struck up a conversation just by me saying I drove through Arizona to go to our Plexus convention. You know, I mean, I just love talking to people, so it was pretty easy just to think of ways to come up with having a conversation with someone. And that is why I always say I don't sell Plexus at all. I share it or promote it, because it's just like me telling you about my favorite restaurant, or you telling someone about your favorite lipstick or something like that. I mean, I totally don't get that we sell anything. It's totally promoting one of our favorite things, something we're passionate about.
It's finding connections. So, like, you find a connection because she's from Arizona. And
Right.
so, I mean, that's all it is. It's starting a conversation, and then if they say something that connects to what you do with Plexus, you know, you kind of just throw it in there. Sly, but throw it in there. And then they tend to ask about it.
Right. And they were playing our local Christian music station on the radio and then in the restaurant. And I said, I love that you guys do that. Our company is a godly company. And we even talked about that. I mean, it was pretty cool.
I'm going to give you an example of how you made a great story, because Jen said your lunch looked great today. Well, I'm on Facebook all day long, so I see everybody's lunch. But the minute you said you played Christian music, I remembered what you posted, because you posted that on your post with the potatoes and the chicken. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
So that's a good story there. But that's awesome. It just flowed completely naturally out of you. It wasn't like, hey, have you heard of Plexus or anything like that?
No, there's always got to be something to lead into it where you're not just throwing up Plexus on somebody.
That's where I struggle. Like, I'll talk to anybody and I'll hold conversations and stuff, and they'll say stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should say something about Plexus, but then I don't. That's where my downfall is, and I'm not gonna lie. But I do like add them on Facebook, though. I do add them on Facebook.
Catherine, you can say something like, well, what do you do? Or something like that. And then you just say, oh, well, and then someone will ask you, well, what do you do? And then you can tell them, I'm a teacher, and then I also have my own business where I promote, supplements or however you decide to say it. But that's like the perfect opportunity to come out and tell them what you do. It's not like you're only a teacher. This is something you do on the side to help better yourself and your family and for your health. I mean, it's just an easy, way to roll into it.
Yeah.
If you just try it a couple times.
I know, that's what I just need to do it. Because like yesterday I was working out, because I connect with Camp Gladiator a lot with a lot of people, and I'll add them on Facebook. I was working out, and this one girl came up to me, and she was like, this is the first time I've worked out in 3 weeks. She came up to me, she's like, oh my gosh, you're getting so small. And I was like, I laughed because I've been eating horrible, but I have been consistent with my Plexus products. And at that moment, and I was like, I just laughed at her, and then later I was like, I could have said, well, it's Plexus or something like that, because I mean, that's the only thing that I've been consistent with. Because I've been drinking soda, I've been eating fast food, I've been doing all that junk because it's summertime and I'm not in a routine and I'm lazy. That's the only thing I hate about being a teacher in summertime is I'm so lazy. Like, I don't want to cook, I don't want to do anything because I do so much during the school year. Sorry. But yeah, I need to just become better at doing that and just, not.
I think the biggest thing is it comes with practice. The first time might be a total flop, but at least you don't regret not doing it.
Yeah.
And then it
Exactly.
just comes naturally the more you do it.
But like you said a minute ago, you regretted, you're like, oh, I could have said it's because of Plexus to the girl that said you've been getting smaller. Now you were like, oh, I could have said that, so that's regretting it.
Mm-hmm.
So next time, just try it out and do it. And like Shay said, if you totally flop, at least you tried.
At least,
And maybe she never buys Plexus from you, but maybe 3 months from now she sees you at the gym again, and it's a different. You're more confident about what you're saying, and you actually are able to talk to her easily about it.
Mm-hmm.
Tamara had us do this exercise once, and it was like, think of a time that someone was talking to you and you should have said something about Plexus, but you didn't. And then she had us like rewrite how that would have gone ideally in our mind. So like you rewrite out the conversation, but then you add the Plexus part that you didn't actually say. And so then you're supposed to read it like 5 to 10 times or something, so that the next time something like that comes up, you've at least like gone through what it should look like in your head, and so that you've written it down and kind of visualized it. And so we did that a couple times, and it was kind of cool. So maybe we should do something like that again. But I think that's good. It's kind of reminding me, you guys, of elevator speeches. Don't forget, we've done our phone call, our Zoom meetings on elevator speeches before. But if we need to do like a Thursday night Zoom meeting where we just practice our elevator speech for everyone else to hear, I know that's like scary, but I would so much rather practice with y'all than with a stranger. You know what I mean?
No, I'd love that.
Maybe we need
Love
to
that.
do that. And then it's like practical application of something that, I talk to people all day long. Doesn't mean I'm not nervous about it. But at least you get some practice in there and get some positive reinforcement with your friends too. So maybe that's something we need to do soon, Catherine.
Yes. That's a good one.
Okay. The only other thing I was thinking about with newbies is if I know someone's going to work the business and they want to work the business, I was almost wondering how would like a group chat with the newbies from that month be, saying like, hey, here's all the other newbies that joined this month. What questions do you guys have? And like start a conversation with them. Because I mean, we do those kind of chats with our teams once we've been in it for a while. But would it be powerful for newbies who are saying, yeah, I want to work the business, like having a little group chat for people who maybe join in 2 weeks and say, hey, I dare you guys to post a new post on Facebook today, and just like kind of get them engaged and going slowly together. I don't know. I've never done anything like that, but I'm just trying to think how we can.
I think that's a good idea.
People.
I like that, yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be like, I challenge you to post on Facebook. Maybe it could be like, watch this video today, and give them like a basic video that they can watch instead of being overwhelmed with all these posts on Facebook that they don't even understand what silver is yet. So why would they read a post about going silver kind of thing? Maybe if we did little like accountability groups for our newbies or something. I don't know.
I know that
That's a good idea.
What was that? That was like blah, blah, blah.
I know. It was like 4 people talking at once.
I was just going to say that I think especially this month, because of the double bonus, that it would be so beneficial to do something.
Hey guys, I gotta get off here. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Bye.
Something as soon as possible, like whether it's a call or posting, just so that people are making sure they understand that if they just get 3 people to do this with them, they could make almost $300 or more, and in just this first month, because Plexus is that great and they're going to give us this extra bonus.
I agree. That's why I'm just trying to think of what can we do to get these people going, because I feel like I'm just inundating them with like conversations, and then I'm like, how can I get them to connect with new people on the team or connect with some of our leaders on the team, but not be overwhelmed with team pages, because when you join, you don't always understand what everything is saying in those posts. And so I'm just trying to think outside of the box of how we can get these people connected and excited.
Well, Shay, I have an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we, like, just like we want to communicate with our prospects, I think as a team, maybe we do like a newbie welcome to the team Zoom meeting on a Monday instead of a Thursday. And then it's just the newbies that we've added in the last 2 weeks or whatever. And see kind of like where they're coming from, kind of get them used to, you know, how the team pages ran, that kind of thing.
Maybe some like first joining questions kind of thing.
Yeah,
then
like welcome to the team. What do you want to see? Like, what's your dreams? What do you want Plexus to do for you? Are you just looking at this as a wholesale, or are you looking at this as a business? That kind of thing.
My problem is getting new people on the calls because they're scared of them. So, like, none of my newbies joined tonight because they were nervous because I said it was a team call, and they're like, well, I don't, you know, and I'm like, I promise it's not scary. Like, we're all best friends. Like, it's not scary. But I personally have a hard time getting them to commit to calls and stuff. So even, like, 3-way calls lately for me have been very sporadic. Even the ones who say they want the business really bad, they're like, I don't know if I want to talk to a stranger on the phone for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I do like your message idea, too, like doing the group message for the newbies also. I like that.
And just like adding them all into one feed. So, hey, this is just newbies. So don't feel scared to ask questions. Like, none of us know anything. I don't know. I'm just trying. I don't know.
Well, I think it can be as little as adding them as friends. So when we're putting, hey, welcome Jane Johnson or whatever to Team Plexus Blessed Us, I try to remember to add them as a friend, and then I comment and say welcome to team or whatever. But I think maybe if as a team we try to set a goal for all of us to post at least and comment on their stuff, even if it's not necessarily Plexus related, because then we can get to know them. Like Heather, your new girl Heather, I friended her, and like now I know she has a son and he's super adorable, and they go to the park and all this stuff because I'm friends with her now. So but maybe if we just need to reach out a little more and try to create the friendship part of it, and then maybe it'll just roll.
I just get a lot of people who don't accept my friend requests on there because they don't know who I am. So, like,
awesome.
my team I'm still not friends with.
Well,
maybe we can just start warning people and say, hey, just letting you know our team's going to friend request you because they want to support you in your journey too. You know, so feel free to accept all their friend requests.
Nice. The big dog.
Well, that's the thing with the group chat is I couldn't, because I did for my team I did like a leaders group or whatever chat with all my leaders on it, and I can't, if I'm not friends with them, I can't add them onto my group chat. So I mean that's the only thing that I could see an issue with your newbies on a group chat. But yeah, I don't know how to get newbies onto a team call. Like, I mean, I personally message every single one of my newbies, my level 1, and then on my group chat I asked my leaders to message their level 1. I don't know if they did or not, but I know I did, and I still couldn't get them on a call. So I don't know how to get them on either.
That's my thing. I just want people to join and like keep them. I don't know that retention piece. I just can't figure it out.
I know that on my other team, they're starting this thing where it's called Silver Shooters, and it's going to be a call every Thursday at 9:00, and it's going to be like, talking about, starting off with doing your first post and just things that you need to do and post every day, and just going through the list of what you do. And so basically we made one post on our team page saying, okay, this is what some of the stuff we're going to talk about, and it's going to be every Thursday at 9:00. And then everyone went underneath and tagged all their new people so that they could get them, here, read this post, and you should get on this call, on a Zoom call with all these new people, and you can ask questions and whatever. So it's something along the lines you guys are talking about, but that's what they set up every Thursday's Silver Shooters. Tonight was the first call. I was busy, I didn't get on, but so hopefully it went well.
I mean, we can always try something like that and see how it goes. I don't know.
I know that a new girl that I had sign up as an ambassador last week made her first post today, and she tagged me in it. So if you guys, when we hang up, want to go and say something on there, that'd be awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So what if we did like the boot camp thing and we each took turns and we tried to get all of them on and say, hey, look, this is just for newbies and there's only going to be one experienced person on there. And they're going to be the ones doing most of the talking, unless you have questions or something else. I mean, or one or two of us on this. That way we're not, bombarding them. But only tell them it's only going to be a half an hour long.
Yeah. I mean, I'm open to ideas. I think we should just keep this going, like, mentally, and maybe we can touch base with each other again in the next couple of days and just kind of see, maybe someone has a light bulb moment, or maybe we need to just try it. What's the worst thing that could happen? You try it and it doesn't work, you tweak it for the next time. So, I mean, I'm literally open to anything and everything at this point. But yeah, and I'm kind of curious to think what the rest of our team who isn't on the call tonight would think as well. Like, if they have any ideas as well.
I mean, I've been trying everything with my newbies because I've been trying prizes galore. Like, I've been trying, you can get a prize for this, like, you can get a prize for this, like, just trying to get the newbies. And I don't get anything. So, I mean, I get to keep my prizes, but I want to give them away. Like, I mean, I offered a free bottle of X Factor Plus and got nothing.
Are y'all doing anything for 12 Days of Christmas or a Christmas in July thing?
I've seen a lot of like your team doing those things, but I've done it before.
I don't know what that is.
This year.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ignore my kid, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like the message thread idea, Shay, because I feel like it's less intimidating for them. Like it's coming at them with something they're familiar with. They all know how to use Facebook Messenger, and I mean, maybe we go about it that way and have them sort of introduce themselves and do some of those first like goal setting, dream vision casting sort of things via message, or that way, they can see the other people's responses, which might spark some dreams and goals in some other people. And then maybe once they feel established and comfortable with that group of newbies, then we can say, hey, why don't we jump on a call? We can see each other face to face, and then sort of go from there. Because I know, like, Zoom calls were scary for me when Shay was like, I think we should start doing weekly team calls. I was like, I don't think so. Like, I don't want to. But now, like, we love them. So, I don't know. I think maybe just easing them into it would be a great idea. And then I'm going to go real businessy on y'all. Convenience orders. Like, they have to love their product. We know that. So I'll throw the stat out. Last month, team-wide, so like everybody in my downline, the newbies that we added, we had a 67% convenience order on rate. So we're 2/3, which is, I mean, I've seen people with less. So we're not doing terrible there, but there's definitely some room for improvement. So anything you can do to get your newbies, it's not like, I'm almost to the point where if I have somebody that wants to be an ambassador and they don't want a convenience order, then I'm going to say, then you're not ready to be an ambassador. You know, like, and I'm going to keep them as a preferred customer, and they can turn it off whenever they don't want it. But I think, I mean, convenience orders are so important because if they don't fall in love with the products, then they're never going to want to share them because they're not going to have worked for them because, you know, they didn't give them the right amount of time. So that's some of my thoughts, and just kind of give y'all an idea of where we're at team-wide as far as convenience orders go.
Well, and that's Carrie and I were talking about that because I know we don't have a good ratio with convenience orders, and we were talking about how like all the people will join because it's a sale, but then they don't want to pay that full price the following month. So like that's the only issue with having those sales is these people will join, but then they don't want to pay the full price next month. I can't keep giving you a sale, like you know. So I know that my team doesn't have a very good convenience order ratio or whatever, but
I know that I've been being a lot more in telling people, like, please don't waste your money. You need to be on these products for 60 or 90 days, or I truly don't even want you to waste your money 1 month and do it. And like, I give them specific instructions on how to go through and sign up either as a preferred or a ambassador so that it shows them, you know, to put your convenience order on. Because lately I'm like, it's just silly. I mean, they're truly just wasting their money. I mean, these products work. They've changed my family's life. I'm passionate about it. I can't stop sharing enough, but I don't want you to just waste your money. Try 1 month and then they don't come in the mail. So you don't go back and reorder. And that's what happens to most of the people. They never reorder. And so it's a waste, you know, and that's just being upfront and, you know, in their face about it, because I truly don't want to see them waste their money. And I truly want to see and get their testimony of how it helped them to fix whatever they were dealing with.
And if they're only going to do it for 1 month, just make them a retail customer. Don't make them a preferred or an ambassador.
well, with preferred, you get preferred bonuses. So that's the plus of making them a preferred customer. So they get the discount, but then you're getting, so you get commission, but then you also get preferred bonuses off of that. So I think the triplex, like you'll get commission off the triplex, and then you get, I think it's $18 bonus. Am I right about that?
I think it's 20 for triplex.
I think it's 20.
So then you'll get $20 on top of the commission. So that's the positive about making them a preferred customer.
Oh, okay.
Because that's one of the ways we get paid too, out of the 11.
Well, and if you're
Things I'm learning.
automatic the next month anyway, so.
Yeah. So, I do the same thing. I send them how to set up the convenience order, but they always seem to skip that. And so what I'm going to start doing is actually talking to them on the phone with it, because so I helped one of my ambassadors, Amy, sign up her first ambassador, and they got to that convenience order, and I just told her, I said, hey, that's just your order for next month. If you I'll check back in with you on the 15th of July to see if we need to change it or anything like that. And so, but she thought she was going to get charged for that, even though I send them in a message, you're not going to get charged for it. They always think it because it shows it up there or whatever. So
I also changed the way I did incentives. So I had all these really nice like Yeti cups with Plexus put on them. And I started giving those away when people just signed up. Well, now I was like, I watched a training video somewhere, and I only do it if they go to 90 days. If they have their convenience order on and they get to 90 days, then I give them the cup. And there might be another incentive or something, but that way it gives them something to look forward to. And me being honest with them and telling them, look, do not waste your money and do this 1 month. I think it helps them better to understand that I am passionate about it and I truly want them to see this work with them and not just waste their money.
Once they have their auto ship on for 3 months, that's when they get the 10% off, correct? With the preferred?
Do they still do that?
I don't know.
No.
My aunt was getting it and then she shut it all off like 6 months ago. So I can't go in and see
Yes.
orders.
No, they'll give
They're-
I thought
even
they
if they were to turn it on, they'd still get that 10% off.
Okay.
But I thought
I
they
know my mom is still getting it.
the prices. Am I wrong about that?
If she what?
I said I thought they changed that when they changed the prices.
Oh.
Okay, well,
I
then
didn't
I read
read
it the
anything
wrong way.
about that.
No, it still says on there that if they sign up on their 4th month, they get 10% off.
Okay, I just read it wrong then.
Preferred. Yeah. My problem is I have people who get stockpiled because they're not taking products. So I'm trying to approach it more. I'm like messaging people every week now. Hey, how's your Slim going? If they've been customers. If it's a new person, it's like every 3 to 4 days. Hey, because now we're trying to figure out their dosage thing too, because now I really like that idea. But it's my mom has so much friggin' product. My aunt has like 6 bags of Slim. I mean, and it's just they left their convenience order on for a while, stopped to, and what's irritating, especially with family members, when you're like, oh, you're taking your Slim, right? And they're like, oh, yeah. But you have 6 months backed up in your bathroom. Yeah. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to stop signing people up as ambassadors too and just try to get them as preferred. And I like your idea, Gerald, of just being honest and being like, if you're not going to try it for 2 to 3 months, don't waste your money.
Exactly. And I would say with the new personal assistant that we have, Lexi, I don't know if you have that or not, but you can set people up on the triplex combo, and it'll send them an automatic message reminding them to take it and when to take it and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I mean, that's an extra tool, and it might just help out if they, got a text or something just to remind them.
Right.
Well, and Catherine, I think that when they redo the website and all that, which is, I think, coming this month, the end of this month possibly, that they've reworded that convenience order and kind of reworked that screen so it doesn't look like, hey, we're charging you again, even though, because I've run into that before too. They're like, I don't want to pay another $125 this month. I'm like, no. So I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, that when that new website launches, that will simplify that process and make it easier for us to explain too.
Yeah, they said they're changing the word to subscription, kind of
Yeah.
like Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
Which I think that's going to be a whole lot better. But I think that's why a lot of people skip that convenience order. When I just send them how to sign up and I don't talk to them on the phone, I think that's why they're skipping it. But then I have a hard time getting them to turn it on.
But I would love it if you couldn't skip it, because it would be so much better. It's like you can't, how if you put your zip code in wrong or something, it won't let you keep going forward. If it did that, if you didn't put your convenience order on, that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't go on, and most people would just do it just to keep going,
Send out to corporate, Gerald. That's genius.
Can
Right.
somebody explain to me the difference between conditional and unconditional in the back order?
So unconditional, or go ahead, Rachel.
Oh, well, it just depends on your PV. So unconditional would mean your backup order would ship out, or your convenience order would ship out regardless of what your PV is. If you set it to conditional, then say your convenience order is set up for the 26th. If you already have 100 PV before the 26th, then your convenience order would not ship out.
So we want it to be unconditional?
It sort of depends. I mean, either one is okay. It's whatever works best for you. Like, I always put a manual order in before my day comes. So I have mine set up to conditional because I only want it if the end of the month is here and I don't have 100 PV.
Okay.
But I mean, if you use it as your monthly order, like say for sure you want the triplex every month on the 15th, then set it unconditional, and it would just be like an auto shipment for you. You wouldn't have to think about it.
Okay.
So if that's easier, you could totally go that route.
No, I change it every month, but apparently I had it wrong for one of my ambassadors, and she didn't get her shipment. So apparently she had enough PV that they didn't send it.
Yeah.
Right.
So she wanted to know why it wasn't coming to her. And then it was like, well, I didn't understand that part. So it should have been unconditional, or it shouldn't have been.
Right. If she wants it every month, regardless of what she sells otherwise, then yes, unconditional.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I liked that video Rachel shared where that lady was talking about the dosage and how she tells them, like, unless you're going to commit to 90 days, unless they commit to 90 days, she makes them preferred customer. So I liked that. So.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it is about, some people won't see results in 30 days, you know, and even though, and I tell people all the time, like, you do have a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you're not technically wasting your money if you use the 60-day money-back guarantee, but they always have that, you know, so I'm always like, you at least 2 months. If you're not going to give it 2 months, then don't even waste your time because you're not going to see results, you know. Do you know, did y'all know that they'll honor that 60-day money-back guarantee anytime? Because I called them so in June, I forgot that my backup order was set to unconditional, and it was the old triplex. And so I called them. It went through, and so I called them, and I was like, hey, is there any way you can stop this and not ship me this? And they're like, no, it's already gone through the system, whatever. And I was like, okay. He's like, but we can give you a 60-day money-back guarantee. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. I was like, how would you do that? And he said, we'll just put it in as you're dissatisfied. And I said, well, I'm not dissatisfied. I just wanted the new Slim, not the old Slim. I said, but I'll take the old Slim. I said, I'll drink it. So, because I'm not going to do that. That's just not me, you know. But yeah, they were going to let me keep the old Slim and just give me my money back for it. And I was like, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I think it's for every product. So, like, let's say you just do triplex for a year and then you decide to add in Boost or something and you don't like it, you can call and get your money back for it. That intrigues a lot of people.
Right.
Well, I didn't know that until I called them. And, I mean, because I've been taking Slim for 2 years now. You know, today was my Plexus anniversary. My 2 year.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
And so when they told me that, I was like, well, I'm not dissatisfied. I just wanted the new stuff, you know, because I forgot that so I ended up changing my convenience order to later in the month, so I won't forget like that.
But you know, also, Catherine, you can, before you open the package, if you know you got something, say they sent you a convenience order or something like that, you can just send it back to them instead of opening it. You can send it back there. I can't remember what you write on the outside
Return
of
to
the
sender.
package.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. But because I had an issue when I first started, I can't remember what it was, but I called and they were like, well, if you don't open the package, you can just send it back and we'll send you whatever you reorder or whatever. And I could put the reorder in with them. I mean, we have the best customer service ever.
Yeah, we do. Because, I
They're
mean,
all
being
amazing.
with them for 2 years and they were going to give me my money back. I mean, I kept the Slim or whatever, you know, because I'll drink it. Because I still like the old Slim better than the new Slim. I like the benefits of the new Slim, but I like the old Slim taste better. So much better.
I like them both.
I mean, I like them both, but I prefer the old Slim taste over the new Slim taste. I like them both. I can drink them both. They're both refreshing. The old Slim just, to me, tastes better. But I like the benefits of the new Slim, so I drink both of them.
It's the original, not old.
Okay, original. Whatever. Same difference. But, yeah.
All right. Well, I probably should get my kid to bed, but I think this was good. I'm really excited about the things we talked about. I think it'll be helpful. But talk to your new people, talk to people who weren't on the call tonight, see what their kind of thoughts are. If they have anything that they would want to add to like our retention issue, maybe starting up a new boot camp, starting group chats, maybe talking about elevator speeches soon. Just kind of reach out to your people and see what they need. Is there anything else you guys need tonight? No?
Some sleep.
Yep, amen to that. Well, it's good to see you all. I'm going to go. I'm so glad I got to see you, and I'll see a couple of you this weekend.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
You
Bye,
too.
guys.
Bye.